Hello, everyone. My name is Darren Joseph from HJ.Tax, and we're a team of cross-border tax advisors that seek to demystify the sometimes confusing world of international tax. And today we have the honor and the privilege of having an in-depth conversation with Senor Jose Aguilar Shea. Jose, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Of course. Thanks a lot, Darren, for the opportunity, and obviously happy to chat about the Spanish Texas. So I'm a tax partner in international firm Squire Patton Boggs, based in Spain, in Madrid, Spain, and obviously it was very used to working with international private clients, moving to Spain and planning ahead. So I hope we can make a useful conversation to anyone looking to move to Spain or having cross-border issues.
Fantastic. Appreciate it. Talk about the Beckham law. So it just, as an outsider, obviously it was designed with specific use cases in mind. But we found ourselves in situations where just like anybody moving to Spain, gets this company structured and uses it as a way to optimize their tax. My concern is, and tell me if I'm justified in thinking this way, if the company isn't actually doing anything functional, is there a risk that the Spanish tax office sees through the arrangement and sets it aside?
Definitely, Darren. I think it's good to make questions on this because, as you know, unlike other special tax regimes, Spain does have some specific requirements. It's not like the Italian or the Portuguese, where you can even go there and kind of retire or lay low, and just have a special tax regime. The Spanish regime actually requires that you are linked to a Spanish employment contract or a director in a company. So as you point out, one of the potential risks that you have is like when you raise this to a client, they say, okay, don't worry, I'll just set up a company and become an employee at the company, right? Which I don't blame them, right? Everyone has to be creative. But and one of the arguments that we had with the authorities is that until last year, a company where you become an employee or a director cannot be owned by the individual benefiting from the regime or any family member. So now, in line with what you point out, now from 2023, the new rule improved this. We had a startup law, which one of the improvements to attract capital, attract investment, attract qualified employees, qualified businesses, was to allow individuals to move to Spain, set up a company, and become under the Beckham law within their own company. So this is an interesting point. And to your point, where we had some abusive situations, they said you can benefit from the special tax regime in a company that you set up on your own, provided it's not what we call an asset holding company, which means that it operates a business activity. So that's where we come. How far can we go? Can I just buy a house and rent it out? Well, that's not actually a business activity, right? Then we go to the case by case, right? If you open up a restaurant, you have 10 employees and you become your director of that, that's fully valid. Do we need a mining company? No. Can real estate be applicable? Yes. But it needs to be an active business in the wide context, right? Where you have people working, you have substance, you have an active business, right?
Okay, so just to kind of quickly summarize, so before this, well, I guess this is part of what's commonly known the digital nomad regime. So before that, yes, the Beckham law was probably the only game in town and there was some risk associated with it. But now that you have this new regime that kicked in this year, you don't need to take those risks. So you can own your company and you can set that up once it's operational. It's not passive.
Yeah. So the point is that we've seen structures where you say, well, don't worry, I could find someone to hire me. And then currently I'm in a tax inspection where they're claiming, okay, you were a taxman, but you're a high net worth individual. Let me see proof of your employee. So because the fact is that we haven't had that much scrutiny of the tax authorities around this regime, but lately we've seen a lot more, let's say, aggressiveness, just trying to, prove that that's an actual employee. But that's the standard abusive situation you can have. The only thing where they kind of relaxed the situation now is that before you can see people that set up a company. Oh, okay, I have a friend that's hiring me. That's where it gets complicated. So now they said, no, straightforward. You can set up your own company. You can set up your own business. The only thing, it needs to be an active business. So that's where it kind of opens up a lot more opportunities for creation, which are not abusive. So the only risk that you have at hand is that it's not an active business. So you're not able to set up a company, become a director, and not do anything. Because or buy a house and live in that house. That doesn't work, right? It has to be an active business in the broad concept of, as I said, a business operation.
Right. And in terms of industries that the tax office would look for, they'll look for, contract supply arrangements, just there's some normal things that you would expect to have in running a company, right? As evidence.
That's it.
Right.
Again, there is a new regime that applies under what you said within the Nomad visa and other properties that were approved on that. But again, I think it's what you would standardly understand to running a business, and that would allow you to become under the Beckham law and no issue. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
So if you're a 6, 7, or 8-figure investor, entrepreneur, or business owner who needs a tailor-made solution from a qualified team of professionals, we can help you achieve the international lifestyle, the freedom, and even the tax savings you're looking for. Visit us at htj.tax and live that international life.